Hey, good afternoon, guys. Shannon here. A couple quick things before we get started here. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel here. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, under Shepherd's Consulting Group or Shepherd's Consulting. You can find me one way or another there as far as that goes. Something I want to talk about today is habits. What habits do you have? What are some of your daily routines that you have? They say the secret to your success will be found in your daily routine. What are some things that you do on a daily basis that you have created habits with, and what are some things that you've created bad habits with? What are some things that you need to stop doing? I try to wake up same time every day. Sadly my schedule changes and stuff, but usually my alarm's set for every day between 3 and 3:30 that I have to get up. Sometimes I have to get up earlier, sometimes I get to sleep in. But that's a habit that I do try to keep, is waking up at the same time every day so that it's consistent. And honestly, waking up early, you can get a lot more done. A lot of people are like, oh man, that is crazy, why would you want to get up that early? And it's like, well, I'm ahead of everybody else. Back to what I said there a couple videos ago, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, and it's what you do with those 24 hours that's going to set you apart. So for me, I try to get the most out of them. And last night I think I went to bed probably around 11:30. Was doing some work and stuff on the computer before I went to bed there, but most nights I'm usually up till 11. But what are some habits? Going to the gym, going to yoga classes, going to reading every day for an hour or two. What are just some habits that you have formed over the years and stuff? And comment below. I'd be interested to hear some of them. You look at some of the most successful people, and they stick to the same routine every day. They stick to the same habits every day. And there's nothing wrong with some of the habits. Whether it's I have a habit of going to Starbucks every day, or I have a habit of whatever. But just curious about some of those habits and get you thinking about some of those things. You might have unconscious habits that you have never realized that you do every day. But what are some of those bad habits that you do? Is it hitting the snooze button every morning? Is it kicking the can down the road to the next day, just making excuses and stuff, always having an excuse for habits and stuff? But that's something that just always interests me, is how people form habits. How do you get out of habits? How do you replace habits? And that's something that I'll be getting into in a later video. But it's interesting. There's a great book out called The Power of Habit. I'll have to look up to see who wrote it. But great book, just talks about how people form habits, how to break their habits and stuff. But just something to think about is just what type of habits do you have, and how do you get out of those? How do you get your business to market to people's habits? That's ultimately where I'm going with that, is how do you get your business, or how do you get your services to gear towards people's habits so that you can better sell your product or services or anything to that extent? Because people like routine, people like consistency, and creating good habits in the workplace, creating good habits in your life. They're one and the same. You need to create good habits, whether at work or at home, and that's something that has hit with me over the last few years, is just creating better habits and letting go of bad habits. But again, make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to my channel here. If you guys have any questions, email me at shannon@shepherdsconsultinggroup.com. Drop me a line below in comments if you need anything. You guys have a good day.